Hey, we're the Geeky Gals here, and today we want to do a special tag called Things Fanboys and Fangirls Argue Over. Now, these are basically the things that I see on the internet and in real life. People always have to make it a competition about everything. We're guilty of doing that too. You're all guilty of doing it. So, the first one I'm gonna do is Marvel versus DC.
Yes.
Now, this one is every single day. No joke. Every time I go on the internet, I see this all the time. Which one's better, Marvel or DC? Marvel or DC? Now, I'm going to tell you, it depends on your preference, which one you like better. Some people have a connection to a certain one because they grew up on one, some people don't.
And if you like darker, a sense of, darker
Well, they
comic
both
books.
have.
Yeah, but I feel DC is a bit like
Okay,
darker. It's more darker than Marvel compared, like in a whole.
yeah, and see, okay, so Marvel versus DC. This is like this has been debated from time and time again, and I feel like people are just wasting their time. No one is better than any of the other one. Now, like I said, you might prefer one. Me personally, I'm a Marvel girl. I grew up with Marvel comics. The first superhero I was ever introduced to was Spider-Man. And so for me, I have this special connection to the Marvel comics. I enjoy the Marvel movies. Love the Avengers. I even love Marvel movies that are made by other studios, like the original Spider-Man trilogy. Yes, Spider-Man 3 was terrible, but that
Wasn't
doesn't
that bad?
but it doesn't make the entire trilogy bad.
The cartoon that I grew up on was, how old was I? I was in like third grade, and it was Spider Man and his like amazing friends or something.
Yes, yeah, I remember
And
that.
then it went to Ultimate Spider Man, and
Is
those are
that
the
the one
ones.
with what's his name? Jake Bell or Drake Bell? Remember the show Drake and Josh?
Yeah, I think a lot of them
Yeah,
remember that show.
Drake Bell. He's the one that talks for the Ultimate Spider-Man, the one on Netflix that we saw the
Yeah,
other day.
I think so.
Yeah, so I just prefer Marvel because I don't know. I've always felt more connected to the characters more, and I mean with the Avengers, like the Avengers is supposed to be Marvel's top tier team, but with the X-Men, a lot of people don't realize this, but there was a time when the X-Men were more popular than the Avengers. And this is when I was growing up. And no, I'm not old.
Yes, you are.
Actually, I'm not old at all, and you know that.
Right.
I'm in my early 20s, so
Talk more like middle
I'm not in
or
my mid
late.
20s yet. Just stop, okay? So, Marvel versus DC, who cares? Who cares? Stop making everything about Marvel versus DC, or if Marvel does something, oh, DC sucks, or if DC does something, oh, Marvel sucks. Who cares? Just enjoy both of them. They have been competing with each other for decades. One has been on top of the other, and one has been on top of the other one too. So just stop it. Just stop. People get into fist fights over this stuff.
Okay, the next one is Lord of the Rings versus Harry Potter. Now, for us,
That is some BS.
we grew up on the Lord of the Rings, and that's the earliest like fantasy thing that I have a memory of. Lord of the Rings. I remember our grandma used to always play it, and we actually got sick of it until we watched it a couple like weeks later and realized, oh my god. And
Yeah.
I was very young during this time, like really, really young.
Well, the thing for me is, I should have, like, when I was growing up, the first Harry Potter movie came out. I was like
Don't give
10.
away your age.
I was like 10, 11,
What year did it come out? Was it
two
01?
thousand and one. I was like 10, 11 years old. And so I should have gravitated more towards Harry Potter, I feel like, because I feel like Harry Potter, very complex story.
Yes.
But I think Harry Potter was meant for my age group. But I was never really a Harry Potter fan.
I'm
I've seen the movies and I enjoyed them, but as far as like being a diehard Harry Potter fan, but I am a diehard Lord of the Rings,
yes,
Middle Earth fan. And
yes.
so people used to have these arguments about Lord of the Rings versus Harry Potter, and I'm like, well, the only thing they have in common is they're both fantasy. Some of the names that are in Harry Potter are in the Lord of the
Just
Rings.
in Middle Earth in
Yeah,
general.
and what's her name? J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter. She said that Tolkien was her inspiration.
I love JK. Just
So
joking. Just
stop.
kidding. Bad
You
joke.
are just really
Anyway,
crazy.
yeah, I really, really like her. It's a shame that when she was first writing, she couldn't go by her real name because no one would pick her up.
But both of those franchises are great.
Okay, so
They're both geared towards different crowds and a lot of times the same crowd. But I just don't think you should be arguing over that. Like it's like who cares? Who cares? Another one is Lord of the Rings versus Star Wars. And I see why these are put up against each other. Like I can see why this one matters a lot to people because they're both trilogies and both of the trilogies are like a generational thing. Me personally, I grew up on Lord of the Rings. I did not grow up on Star Wars. I like Star Wars, but I'm not a diehard Star Wars fan like a lot of people. Like the new Star Wars is not even my most anticipated film of 2015. I'm gonna go
yeah,
see it
I
because
might not.
I I'm gonna go see
So
it
sad.
because I love Star Wars. Well, like Star Wars,
I like Yoda.
but I'm not like a diehard fan. But I can see why because those two trilogies are very influential and they have very memorable scenes and quotes and just everything
I
about.
wonder why did we move so much towards Lord of the Rings?
I'm not sure
I don't know. We freaking love
because
it.
I feel like we should have everybody in our age group, mostly everybody, like they like Lord of the Rings, but they love Harry Potter. So I feel like we should have been with them, but we gravitated more
I
towards.
think it has to do with our parents,
Yeah,
actually.
I think so too because I even when I was in elementary and I tried to read Harry Potter, I just couldn't get into it. Like I never could, and I don't know why.
Oh, I got into it, but not as much as
This
Lord of
one's
the
not
Rings.
this one's not a geeky kind of thing, but Tupac versus Biggie. I am so tired of this one. They were both great rappers. They're both dead. Let them rest in peace. Like I said, you might prefer one or the other, but these are things that people get into long conversations and fights over.
They write essays on this.
Yeah, and I just don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. Another one that gets on my nerves is Avengers versus The Dark Knight. Now, let me just say this. I am so tired of people saying all comic books should be like The Dark Knight. All comic book movies should be like The Dark Knight. No, they should not. What works for Batman does not work for somebody like,
Wouldn't work for Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah, like Guardians of the Galaxy or something like
I don't think it would work for like a Deadpool movie.
Deadpool is pretty gritty.
I know, but he at least has humor. I don't think Dark
Yeah,
Knight really had. It was more
yeah, it wasn't.
serious.
I think the only thing funny in that movie was the Joker.
Joker's laugh.
Yeah. Now I love both of these movies. Me and my
Dark Knight we were watching one day
yeah
we
we
got goosebumps. You're like,
we were
yes,
watching
Batman.
it the other a couple
Year.
months back. We watched The Dark Knight, and we were just sitting there. We were like, "Wow, this movie is freaking awesome!" And we were cheering and stuff. And then when we watched the Avengers like a while back, we had the same feeling, or I would say that I had more goosebumps watching the Avengers. But I get so tired of people trying to say what comic book should be like this one. Like I just said, what works for Batman is not going to work for Superman, and what works for Iron Man is not going to work for something like Howard the Duck, which is such a ludicrous. You know what? I like Howard, but that is so crazy. Marvel created, oh my god, just a weird thing. But yeah, stop. They're two tonally different things. I personally think the tone of the Avengers was nailed completely. Like, if you've ever seen Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the cartoon,
Yes, that cartoon is so good.
I'm still mad that they canceled it.
It's really, really good.
But if you've ever seen that, I feel like the movies captured the tone
Those
of the comics
Ultron,
and the cartoon.
Ultron episodes of Earth's Mightiest Heroes, you need to go watch them now
Yeah.
because they are really the best episodes. Some of the best
Yeah.
of the whole show.
So this is another one that's not really geeky, but Beyonce versus Rihanna. It's always Beyonce versus everybody.
Beyonce versus the world.
I remember there was a Beyonce versus Janet Jackson.
I think we know who will win that.
Who cares? Who cares? Like I said, people like different things and different artists for different reasons. You might like Rihanna and you prefer her, and that's fine. You might prefer Beyonce, and that's fine. Every time I go on the freaking internet, it's like people try to put these two against each other when in fact these two have a really good relationship, and they've I'm still waiting for a collaboration from these two. So I don't understand. Like, they're both successful women. Leave them alone.
The next one is a drink. I want to do this one. Pepsi versus Coke. Dr. Pepper for me all the way. But if you must choose, Coke is stronger.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really strong. I love the way it tastes.
Well, both of them are bad for you.
Excuse me? Yeah, that's true, but we're not perfect.
I don't drink soda.
Right.
No, I actually
She
don't.
doesn't drink soda like she used to. She cut down. What's the next one?
No, but we're gonna finish talking about the Pepsi and Coke thing.
Our mom.
I think Coke is stronger than Pepsi.
Yeah, Coke is stronger, but Pepsi, I don't know. I think both of them go flat pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper all the way, man.
I mean, like I said, I don't drink soda anymore. I drink.
Yeah, but when you used to drink soda,
I know.
don't start that stuff.
Don't start what?
It's like we're talking about Pepsi versus Coke. Don't bring like a soda into it. Say what you prefer.
I prefer none of them.
Right.
Okay, now let's do another one. Doctor Who versus Doctor Who. New Who versus old Who. Just be quiet and enjoy them both. Just stop. This is another one that gets on my nerves. Like I said, I actually like the old Doctor Who, but I love the new one because it's updated.
You talking about the classic?
Yeah, I like the classic Doctor Who, but I like the new one
I
too.
remember I was watching Doctor Who. I had to be like, I'm not gonna say my age, but anyway, this was 2005, 2006.
Mm-hmm.
And something just creeped me the hell out about an episode I was watching.
Yeah.
And I was like, my mom was watching it, and she was like, "Oh my god, a doctor!" And I'm just like, no, it wasn't a good feeling I got. So I stopped watching.
What did you see? A Slenderman alien?
No, it wasn't, girl. No, it wasn't even that. It was.
Did you see a Dalek?
No, I love Daleks.
Right?
I love them.
You saw the real Dalek.
I
huh?
love them. I just said that. I saw they look.
You love them ugly things?
But they might be ugly, but it's
exterminate.
But what was it? It was like this thing. Okay, sorry guys, we had to pause for a minute. But what was I saying about the doctor and what creeped me out? It was like this thing that was stretched out. I remember I drew it for you. It was a horrible drawing.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And it had eyes and it was talking.
I know exactly.
And then it exploded. And I was like, what? And imagine I was like 9. I was like 8 or 9.
In 2005?
I was 8.
Okay.
Or 2006, it was one of those.
Yeah, 2006.
And I freaking swear, I was just like, wow, I'm never watching this show again. And then my mom continued watching it. I just left it.
Weird. Doctor Who is known for being weird. But
When I first saw it, I thought it was a British soap opera.
I knew it was British.
Because how it comes on the TV. You know how British television looks?
Yeah.
I thought it was a
I
soap
knew
opera.
it was British. And then kind of find out my mom tells me, "Oh, I grew up on this."
Yeah, she was like one of the original watchers.
Yeah, my mom is one of the original Whovians. So don't give her the sonic screwdriver.
Do not give her a Dalek. She wants a life-size Dalek to put.
Girl.
She wants an alarm one. She wants a life-size one to like clean the house or something. That's what she said.
A Dalek is not gonna clean the house.
So you're like, exterminate, exterminate.
Okay, so another one is Josh Whedon versus Christopher Nolan. Please stop this.
I love Christopher Nolan films.
Me too. I love Christopher Nolan, but I'm not a Nolanite. These people are so freaking annoying.
They're not annoying, I would say.
Have you been on the internet? Have you seen what they always say? Have you seen how they kiss his butt? How they kiss his ass?
But that happens every time you have a celebrity. People kiss.
Let me tell you, Josh Whedon's fanboys are annoying too.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think everything Chris Nolan does is amazing, and I don't think everything Josh Whedon does is amazing. But they both have these weird, intense, just very intense fan bases. I would give the edge to Christopher Nolan, saying that he has a little bit more intense fans, and I think that's due to The Dark Knight, because before that nobody was talking about Christopher Nolan.
Batman Begins almost came out like 10 years ago. And nobody pays attention to the
I remember
movie.
when Batman Begins came out, and I think it made like 40 something million opening weekend, and I think it made I think it only made the same amount in the area, the same amount with the first Captain America movie and the first Thor movie. And when I look at it, I'm like, wow, like, just see how far Batman has come.
And
like,
when did the next one come out?
2008.
There we go.
And then it just blew up the box office, and it made $1 billion worldwide, and then the next one made $1 billion.
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
I thought Bane was kind of stupid. I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah, that's for another video. Here's another one. Star Wars versus Star Trek. Did we talk about that one?
No. I grew up on Star Trek also because they would play the reruns on the TV when I was getting ready for elementary school. I used to wake up at like 6 a.m. and that's the exact time it used to come on, 6 a.m. So my mom would make me breakfast while I watched it. Good memories. Good memories.
Yeah. But I like both. I don't think I'm a diehard fan of either.
Me either.
Though, but I do enjoy both of them.
I enjoy Star Trek more.
Yeah, I think you're a Trekker. Or I should say Trekkie.
Trekker.
Not Trekker. Because I think Trekkers are the ones that's more intense. And Trekkies are more like casual. So
I didn't know there was a difference.
Yeah, there is. Girl, you obviously have not been catching up on things.
I don't really go on the internet a lot, except.
But you don't have to go on the internet. Like, people in real life talk about this stuff, and it's so annoying how everything is such a competition between some people, and I'm just like, why can't we just enjoy both things? This is why we can't have nice things. It's nothing wrong with having a healthy debate, but if you're just bringing that up all the time, yeah, there's something wrong with you. Just enjoy both of them.
American soccer versus, football.
No.
I want to do that one because I want to say something.
No, it's not American soccer.
I mean American football.
It's soccer or football versus American football.
But let me say something about that.
Let me tell you something. There are British fans in the NFL.
Let me just say something about that. It's a little history story for you kids who don't know this. But their original name was football soccer. And when America broke off from England, and then a couple years later, we start calling it football when the sport was developed. And then they just stayed with, the soccer.
No,
So
what?
I'm saying that we took the name.
Yeah, well, basically, the name soccer doesn't come from America, and we're not the only
Yeah.
country in the world that calls it soccer.
And their
Soccer,
actual
soccer,
name,
soccer, soccer, soccer. You ain't
actual
gonna do nothing
name for
about it. I can
soccer.
say soccer all I want.
The actual name for soccer is football soccer. So that's where we got the name from. That's why
I think it was
a what?
an abbreviation. Soccer would like the word they put it together, but it was an abbreviation for something. I'm not sure. I forgot what it was, but
So we didn't just
if I
decide
want
to call it football
soccer,
for
I'll call it soccer, just like y'all call it hand egg ball or something like
What?
that. They call American football egg handball or something like that. Handball. What?
I want to curse so badly right now.
Like, and stop. Here's another thing. Stop dissing other people's culture.
Those
you guys,
British fans on Twitter.
you guys
oh my
talk
God.
so much crap about Americans, but you guys do the same thing.
Hypocrisy.
So, yeah, it's hypocrisy. So, like
It's
I said,
everywhere.
we're not the only ones who calls it soccer. And if I want to call it soccer, I can call it soccer. Soccer, 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 soccer. You ain't gonna do nothing about it.
You're a grown woman.
Yes, and I do whatever I want.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, I did. Okay, the next
Pokemon. No, you love Pokemon.
Pokemon versus Digimon. Is this even a debate? Pokemon. Come on.
I
now.
never saw Digimon or anything. I remember Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that one too. I
cards.
watched Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh was pretty good.
Pokemon though.
Pokemon was the shit.
Let's come home and watch it sometime.
I choose you.
Remember our mom brought us those
Pikachu
little...
is our fave.
Yeah, Pikachu's. Team Rocket though.
Oh yeah, not Rocky Raccoon, but the other one.
Team Rocket. It's so funny. It make me laugh now. Their little saying, like their speech before they went.
Yeah, I just remember coming home from school, elementary, and turning on the TV at 3 o'clock, and Pokemon would come on right along with Arthur and Dragon Tales and
Dragon Tales.
like everything. It was times back then were so easy and so much happier times. Now we have to worry about things now. Another one that bothers me, what doesn't really bother me, but it's kind of annoying, like all of these, Battle Royale versus the Hunger Games. I don't know when did this start to come to life, but ever since the first Hunger Games movie has come out, it's copying Battle Royale.
Humans think alike. So there's really, unless it's like intentional, there's really no copying if someone has the same idea because we think alike.
Yeah, the author said that, I think she said she got the idea from the Hunger Games when she was watching reality TV, and which I wonder which reality show she was watching. Probably The Amazing Race. Reality TV and the Iraq War, I think.
Yeah, and she watched, they used to make like the young kids kill each other to see who was the strongest, and they would keep them. So she got the idea from that.
That's what she said.
I never even heard of Battle Royale before this.
Oh, I've heard of it.
I never heard of it.
Yeah, you should look Battle Royale up.
I know it's like, what is it?
Like,
what is it? Is it Chinese, Japanese? I don't know.
I think it could be Asian.
Oh yes.
I'm not sure. I am not sure. We're not going to talk about that. Yeah, so.
Did we say Batman versus Superman?
Batman versus Superman. Batman, of course.
Yeah, I find Superman to be almost too perfect and too...
I mean, Superman has a really great complex story, but I feel like the thing that makes Batman so appealing is the fact that he has no powers. Batman just seems a little bit more relatable.
Yeah.
Batman is my favorite DC character.
Mm-hmm. Well, Wonder Woman and Batman.
Okay, Wonder Woman is yours, but Batman is mine. So,
Wonder Woman.
So yeah, that's it. That's it.
Well. Okay.
Another one that has an honorable mention is Angelina Jolie versus Jennifer Aniston. Please stop. That was almost 10 years ago. Nobody cares anymore. They both moved on with their lives. Who cares?
Brangelina finally got married.
Who cares?
Finally.
Who cares? The press And fans and people love to drag things out. Who cares? I don't care anymore. I really don't. I don't think I ever cared.
I just find it funny the hypocrisy in magazines. Like they'll be like, oh, they'll tell a story. Oh, don't judge people, and then next page is a story about how they're judging a celebrity. I just love that. Ha ha ha.
I mean, okay. And the media is so obsessed with Jennifer Aniston being pregnant. Who cares? And then they were also like, oh, well, I wonder who's going to get married first, Angelina or Jennifer. Well, Angelina got married first. Now, can we settle that? Can you leave us alone?
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch that movie. So, okay, you guys. Well, that's it.
Well, that is all for today.
One day we're gonna make a... I know someone mentioned to us... Who is it? A Davin something. He want like an hour
One
long.
of a subscriber of ours sent us in some questions, and we are going to answer those questions in the next video. So thank you so much. Remember,
and we'll try to make it longer.
Yeah, please rate, subscribe, comment, anything you want. Yeah, rate the video. Is that old school YouTube?
Yeah.
Oopsie.
Remember video responses?
Oh my god,
those
yes.
not exist anymore.
I don't know why they stopped that.
I don't know.
That's how people used to get into fights, though.
Mm-hmm.
People still do their own little thing with video responses.
They still make video responses, but not like officially. They'll be like,
but like YouTube used to have this thing where you could directly reply to someone using a video. And I remember people used to get butthurt over the arguments they would get into on YouTube because of that. So yeah.
No more video responses. And everything is run by Google now.
That's scary. I'm telling you, Google gonna be the next iCloud. Mark my words. You saw what happened to those celebrities on iCloud? Watch. I'm telling you.
But Google, you see, Google, like, the cloud isn't in your... I don't think it's, like, in your phone. It doesn't really transfer over except for, like, your emails and your contacts.
You know what? Was it really iCloud, though? Because I think one of the celebrities' pictures that got leaked, I think she said she deleted those pictures, like, a decade ago. And there was no iPhone a decade ago. So
any phone that you have can be hacked and get you know, pictures taken.
So I'm thinking that that is really scary. The fact that you delete something,
it's never deleted. Once you put it on the internet, you have to face...
I have this theory where every picture that we've ever taken is out there, is floating somewhere. It's very scary.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I don't want none of my stuff leaking. Don't look at me.
I didn't even look at you.
Yes, you did. I saw you.
Okay.
So
bye,
we'll
guys.
see you guys next week, and hope you have a good day.
Bye.